Do you know what? It's ages since I fished Park Lake. I love it. Kind of miss it a little bit. Morning, I'm here with Kai from the Tackle Box and we're in Dartford at local Park Lake. I've actually visited here about 15 years ago, but I've never fished it, and this is the first time I've laid eyes on it. It's pretty quiet. I can see carp straight away on the surface, so let's go find something to fish for. Question is it floater rotor or is it edge rotor? Well, you know, there's no point us both fishing for the same fish. There's plenty in here, aren't there? So yeah, I'm not going to set up right on top of him. Park life, look, bloody baggies on the floor. Well, it looks like most of the carp are on the surface, so the first plan of attack is to try and catch one off the top. There are a lot of birds on this lake though, so I don't know if they're going to be problematic with the feed. I think I'm going to go in with PVA bags first and not spread too much bait too obviously. So yeah, let's see if we can get them feeding. Oof, that was at the hook bait, but he missed it. Yep, we're in. Got to love a bit of floater rotor, ain't ya? Well, that didn't take too long, thankfully. Managed to keep the birds away long enough to get a bite. Oh, it's such a relief that they were up for a floater, honestly. There were so many on top, it would have been really frustrating if they didn't want to eat, but as soon as I put some slipper floaters out there, they went absolutely bonkers. Do you know what? It's always exciting when you hook a fish on a new venue for the first time. I've got no idea what's in here. Could be anything on the end, couldn't it? Do you know, it's funny, when they're taken out there, you get greedy. You're like, you want to get it in as quick as possible. Get one. There we go. Yes, Kai. Off the mark. Well, first one of the day. It's a lovely old Kentish cricket bat. Yeah, lovely, beautiful dark fish. There's loads more taken out there, so I'm going to get him back quickly and get fishing again. Beautiful. So let me just run you through my setup. I've got a little stealth controller because the water's quite shallow and clear here. Don't want to spook them. And 10-pound zig flow hook link to a little bait screw on a size 10 floater claw. This is an arrangement that I've been using for a couple of years now, really successful. Yep. It's so important to watch your hook bait and strike. Oh, he's come off. Having one of them days today. Yeah. Oh no. That's on the end. Well, that one hooked itself. Having missed about 5 bites on the bounce. He's off up the other end of the lake. He didn't quite get away this one, he tried to, but we got him. Yes. Well, that was a long time coming, that one, wasn't it? How many bites did I miss? About 5? Bad angling, but I got one in the end. There we go, fish number 2. This one actually nailed itself as I was trying to get some bait out there. So I count myself a little bit lucky to land this one. But yeah, lovely little mirror. Apparently there's some really nice ones in this lake, so I'm going to keep plugging away, play the numbers game, see if I can get a bit of a bigger one. Haven't really seen much in the edge actually today. They all seem to be sort of a bit further out in the lake. Let's go and find a quiet corner, eh? Should have worn long sleeve top as well. There's one there, ghosty. You know, and that's the advantage of this style of fishing. When you're staying mobile and you find an opportunity, often it doesn't really take long to catch one. 5 I can see now. Well, we're walking around the big lake. There is a little snag here. Well, it's not even a snag, is it? It's a little overhang just down the near margin. And there's at least 5 or 6 fish under there, and one good one, isn't there, Kai? So, yeah, it's actually pretty simple fishing. One full pole, I don't even need extra sections. I reckon that's about 15 metres, maybe not even 15 metres, so really simple. I'm going to drop a rig in there with a little handful of bait, see if I can nick a bite. I'm either going to spook them, or I've got a really good chance of catching one. So although I'm not so careful on the bank, once I've got the pole in the water, I try not to bang and knock it too much. Yeah. No? Yeah, surely. Yeah, they often come quickly when you drop it with a pole, but I hadn't even turned the alarm on there. I was just thinking about how I was going to put a backrest in. Funny old bite. Wasn't quite sure if it was on the end or it was a violent liner, but there we go, we got one. Doesn't look a bad one either. Literally just set the net up. In you go. Yes. Yes, Kai. What a result. Well, that was a super quick bite. Didn't really even know it was on the end. I was still sort of preparing the rod, and I'd only just set the net up. But yeah, a lovely old mirror, probably about mid doubles. Nice old male. The good thing is there's still a couple feeding down there, so let's try and catch another one, shall we? Well, I'm super impatient. I've been to check the snag and there's no fish. I did get a few liners when I put the rod out again, but it seems that they've spooked a little bit now. Whether I got picked up or whether they spooked off the hook bait, or whether they're just digi because one of their mates got caught, I don't know, but there's nothing down there. What I will do is put a handful of bait in and possibly come and check it later. Although I've got more time to fish these days, I've always been a short session angler.
Not yet, I ain't tried it.
I'm in, I've got to go, bruv. Latest bye.
I've always been a Friday night angler or a couple of hours after work angler. So it's always been in my interest to try and get a quick bite.
Could be a better one.
And try and make it happen. Don't want to sit and wait for him to come to me. I really want to go and find an opportunity and try and make it happen and try and get a bite quickly. It's exciting. It keeps the missus happy. Yeah, and you learn a lot about carp when you actually watch them.
It's always worth rolling the dice. Yeah, I sort of used a little analogy, catch pick analogy, where someone had sat for 3 days and had a 36 pounder, and if you offered me that as a bargain, I'd decline it, as much as I'd love to catch a 36 pounder, because in that time you can make so much more happen. You really can. I mean, look, we've been fishing for what, 4 hours, 5 hours this morning. I should have caught 10 off the top, and I've had a lovely one out the edge, so you never know. We've still got, what, 2.5 days, you know, potentially to catch a 36 pounder. So yeah, always roll the dice.